Hello YouTube and welcome back to World of Warships with Wadres yet again. And if the port in the background was not obvious, today's operation is going to be in Operation Dynamo. And of course, I have the Dunkirk port operating in the background. And today I am going to be running this mission in the Tier 7 Premium US destroyer, the USS Sims, which I dare say is a very unique little ship and definitely well suited for this mission, as I will get into as the video goes on. I'm also running this mission with the Captain William F. Halsey Jr., who I literally just unlocked yesterday, and that is actually a little bit of why this video was delayed until today, because I wanted to make sure that I actually had this captain to use. I am going to switch this over very quickly to the actual operations so that you can see the spread of ships that are usable. They are basically all of the Allied destroyers that are Tier 6 and Tier 7, and of course the British destroyers as well. It also limits to the HMS Cossack. But overall, I mean, most of these ships are definitely viable options. However, given the nature of the mission, ships that have a high AA output or the ability to equip the DFAA consumable definitely shine above the rest, and the USS Sims is far from being an exception. With their base AA rating of 34, she definitely knocks all kinds of planes out of the sky for this mission, and most of the planes that you see throughout the operation are Tier 5s, and definitely a very viable AA suite. Of course, for my commander, William F. Halsey, I am running him with a couple of skills that are definitely tailored for this mission and for this ship. And I will go over them here very quickly in just a moment. Yep. Okay. This is Preventative Maintenance, Smokescreen Expert, Last Stand, not that I get often enough to use it, Basic Survivability, Superintendent, and Concealment Expert. And the Superintendent is definitely a big issue for this mission because it gives you an extra smokescreen charge and an extra charge on DFAA, which are worth their weight in gold for this mission, and they actually get you pretty much to the end of the mission, as opposed to the 3 charges that you get standard, which they really only get you about halfway through the mission, and then you're kind of stuck high and dry. So those extra charges definitely pay off in the long run. Of course, I am running her with all premium consumables, and for her upgrades, I am running her with the, well, basically standard fare. I have Propulsion Mod 2, I have Propulsion Mod 1, Aiming Systems Mod 1 for the dispersion reduction, which really helps in pegging those stupid little snowboats, and I have Main Armaments Mod 1. And of course, I am very quickly going over the actual stats of the ship. Her survivability is on par with most Tier 7 destroyers. Artillery is standard 123s, or sorry, 127s for most US destroyers up until about Tier 9. Of course, she does have her torpedoes, but they're short-range 5-kilometer torpedoes, and for this mission they really don't do a whole lot of good. It's the AA rating that's a big one at 34, which is more than most other destroyers for this mission. For maneuverability, she gets 38.5 knots, 500-meter turning circle, and with the rudder, and she does have a relatively quick rudder shift. And of course, her base detection range is 6.6 kilometers, 3.3 kilometer detection range by air, standard detection range of 2 kilometers for assured detection, and of course a 2.8 kilometer detection range in smoke. And overall, she's definitely a very good ship, certainly more than capable for this mission, but don't take my word for it, let's show you for myself. And to start off, Look at the number of ships in this mission, especially the number of people running Sims. I wonder what they're building for. Could it be anti-air operations? But anyway, that aside, this mission starts off relatively simple, just getting into the zone to pick up the evacuees, and lots of ships to go around to do it. And, well, it certainly goes without saying that you start off not really being under fire, at least not initially. I don't know why this Crimson Buccaneer, he's actually going to cause us a little bit of a problem, but not until a little bit later. Overall, though, one of the first things that you kind of want to do with this mission is get up to the head of this convoy, and then you pop smoke. And fortunately, our Farragut does that, saving me from having to use one of my smoke charges until we're actually in the evacuation boarding circle. But part of it is because you have these spotter fighters that come in, and you kind of want to knock them out, because otherwise you really do kind of tend to get barraged very, very heavily by the shore batteries, which you can't do anything to suppress. So reducing the enemy's ability to spot definitely helps quite heavily here. And of course, as I said, Farragut smoked up, and so I move into the circle and I pop smoke as well. And this is just to give us extra concealment while we are picking up troops for the evacuation, and otherwise just kind of providing cover also, because the other thing is there are a couple of dive bombers that are going to be coming in here very, very shortly, and it just helps give a little bit of a buffer zone for knocking them out as well, while we're picking up evacuees and just otherwise trying to get things going without taking in losses or damage early on. And of course, knowing that there are other Sims in this mission, I'm just kind of holding on to my DFAA until a couple of the later squadrons come in, just because I kind of want to make sure that on this mission the DFAA gets spread around and not just all wasted on one, I guess I could say, detachment of aircraft. And of course, at this point in the mission is also when the first Chanel boats start appearing. And, well, yeah, those pesky little suckers are really, really nasty trying to deal with overall. And the only reason they're even nasty in the first place isn't even because they're hard to kill. Because as long as you're accurate with your gunnery, they are very, very easy to kill. The big thing is they're fast little suckers, so it's just kind of getting your lead properly anticipated and just making sure that you actually have your firing angles right. Other than that, actually knocking the things out, it doesn't take more than a couple of hits. But as this angle shows here, it's really more just anticipating your lead right and just they're fast little suckers. And dispersion more than anything will actually do you in as far as your actual aiming on them more than anything else. But as long as you anticipate your lead right, you can usually get in more than enough hits to make it worth trying. And one of the things that I will definitely say for this round is my aim certainly was not the greatest. I came away from this mission, or I should say this run on this mission, with half the actual damage output that I've come away with for prior runs. And But overall, it also helps that I had a team that was very, very good with their own aim, so it kind of makes up for my lack, I should say. And of course, you can see me in chat calling out Crimson, who is often going off way the hell off to the north on his own for whatever reason. I think he just hit power and just started running off and then walked away from the keyboard. I really have no idea what happened. But he certainly has absolutely no use to the team way the hell out there. I tried calling him back, but he just keeps on going, and unfortunately gets himself killed. Yeah. I don't know what Crimson Buccaneer was doing, what he was thinking, what he was trying to do. He was trying to start snowboats early, which doesn't do any good because they don't actually appear until they actually spawn. But whatever, he went way out of range, and on top of that, he's so far out of range that he couldn't even have even tried to get over to pick up any of the evacuees that he was carrying after he got killed, which is why nobody even really tries. Of course, the new detachment of bombers come in, and everybody pops the FAA and just absolutely shred through those bombers. I mean, it's only on the second wave. We've already got 67 out of 80 torpedo and dive bombers that have been shot down for the mission. 69 out of the 80 required. Usually we don't see this number. Usually I haven't seen this number until we're more than halfway through the mission. In fact, getting to the point where we're actually watching the clock because the mission's about to end and we still need like 4 or 5 plane kills. But no, we actually have a large number of dive bombers already shot down, and that number is only going to climb. And of those planes, I've already shot down 22 myself. And of course here come more Schnellboats, which, yeah, again, not my best display of marksmanship. I'm either shooting a little to the left, a little to the right, or just overshooting entirely for this entire mission. Which, again, definitely props to my team for having their aim very much on point. And, I mean, this is basically the way this mission goes overall. The operation just continues from here as being torpedo planes pop up, then Schnellboats pop up, then more torpedo planes, then more Schnellboats, and otherwise it's just running along, giving the convoy smoke screens so that they're protected from aircraft trying to spot them, and overall just keeping the convoy alive and really just kind of staying alive yourself. Fortunately, we had a couple of our players who started off late, but they managed to catch up. We also had... we really did very well in pulling this mission off, as far as this whole team. And there was just a whole lot of, I guess I could say, unspoken teamwork that went along with this actual operation team. Very, very well done overall. And of course, I get ahead of the squadron, my smoke's ready, and with Smokescreen Expert, I have a huge swath of smoke that I can put out. So I just get in front of the convoy so that they're sailing into the smoke instead of already being in the smoke, and just make sure that they are more than well concealed for the torpedo bombers that are coming in. And I wait for the torpedo bombers to actually close distance before I pop my DFAA, so that anything that they do manage to get drops on get scattered all to hell. And once the torpedo bombers are taken care of, I will be pinging them out to bring attention to where Schnellboats are going to be popping up after this squadron pulls through, because I do know that, having run this mission a few times, I know roughly where they're going to be appearing. And I just want to call attention to them early on. And yep, there I am calling them out. And there's the first attachment right there. And just trying to take them out early. And yeah, like I said, as I've said a couple of times, not my best display of marksmanship. Hitting those fast little suckers at range, though, is kind of tricky. Anything over 6 kilometers, trying to anticipate your lead really doesn't go very well. Now here I do have a little bit of a lapse in judgment in that I'm trying to focus on the schnellboats and I sail off into the minefields. Now one of the nice things is that the current game or I should say the re-release iteration, if you cut speed to half or 1/4 power, you can safely navigate and you have minefields, but at the cost of being stuck out in the open, away from the attachment at 1/4 speed, and if you pick speed up too much at all, you run the risk of hitting mines and, well, basically just kind of getting moved into oblivion by nothing other than your own stupidity. So I'm, just trying to angle and get back to the convoy without blowing myself up. Nice thing is, I'm moving slower, so my actual ship's movement speed isn't throwing off my aim, and I do manage to hit an enemy ship and land myself the natural selection medal. And overall, just, again, trying to slowly work my way out of the minefield. And you can see me playing with my throttle a little bit, just trying to get out a little bit faster. But yeah, overall, that definitely is on me. I was stupid wandering into the minefield in the first place. But fortunately, I got in and I do get out without actually blowing myself up or causing myself some severe damage. In fact, as everything goes, I actually haven't taken any additional damage aside from the first couple of hits at the smokescreen when I was being engaged by the shore batteries. Now, it's back to the convoy, and I do pop smoke here a little bit earlier than I probably should have, but, I mean, just trying to give cover for the convoy as long as I can with aircraft incoming. And, I mean, at this point, everything's pretty much straightforward. We're no longer having to dodge shore batteries, so it's just the schnellboats and the torpedo bombers. And, I mean, as I've said, it's a fairly straightforward operation. And even the smallest bit of teamwork, spoken or unspoken, definitely goes a long way in ensuring success. I have actually seen this mission get to this point where we're bordering on losing a star because we're down to like 7,200 evacuees left on all of the ships. Those ships have been sunk, but we still managed to escape with 5 stars. As far as this run, we still have almost 9,000 evacuees, and we have not lost a single transport as far as I can tell. The only ship we've even lost, to my knowledge, aside from the swooping guy who tried to go through the minefield earlier on, and Crimson Buccaneer, we're actually in very, very good shape. The only things we've lost, if at all, are evacuees, just from ships that have actually taken hits, but not actually having been sunk. And, yeah, just the concluding section of this mission is just basically the turkey shooter schnellboats and trying to keep the remainder of the, or I should say the vast majority of the convoy at this point, alive. Again, just substantial props to this team for pulling this off, and I do think that it was due primarily to the sheer number of Sims that were running this operation, and I can definitely tell that there were a couple of people who were running their palsies, because I'm not the only one with the red Super Premium Commander Tracer. But, I mean, it definitely has its... It definitely went very well. And the selection of ships, the teamwork, absolutely exceptional for this round. Mission off, just kind of sitting in the back of the detachment, because I know right at the end of the mission there are a couple of boats that pop up behind the convoy, basically as the end commentary of the mission is going through, and I just kind of decided this time, instead of rushing to the disembarkation circle or the mission completion circle, I would just kind of sit back to take some final pot shots at the last few boats that pop in. And of course, a little bit earlier on, I was looking off at the detachment of friendly fighters that are just kind of patrolling out there, and just enjoying looking at the Spitfires just through binoculars overall. And like I said, last thing is attacking the boats, just trying to get a few crowd shots in before the mission concludes. And on that note, Operation Dynamo concluded. And as if it wasn't actually seen coming, 5 stars for a very, very well done mission. 23,600 damage. Again, not exactly my best run. I have come away with close to 40,000 damage previously, but overall, with the sheer amount of unspoken teamwork that went through in this mission, it just, yeah. And of course, I came out with 1,996 base experience points for this mission, and I had to compliment a couple of my teammates. They were just it was very, very well done on their parts. And of course, I do report the absolutely useless, dare I say, Crimson Buccaneer, who the only contribution, I swear, that he seemed to actually put into this battle was that he shot down 10 airplanes. And went off into the middle of no man's land and got himself blasted by torpedo bombers. Other than that, I earned 484,766 credits, 20,420 experience points, 12,122 free experience points, earned the natural selection and C-star medals for the mission, 33 planes shot down, 9 little boats destroyed, and actual hits on target 28, which, considering the size of the targets, actually isn't too bad. You already saw my base experience points. Just look at this long tally of boats that were hit. I think that's probably 1 shell for each little boat. And of course, the actual plane kills. For my actual credit earnings, I earned 432,186 credits net for this mission, which is phenomenal, but I was also running quite a substantial number of modifiers. I earned on a base level 2,994 experience points with 17,000 experience points, again in just exceptional number of modifiers. And of course my new Halsey commander earned 47,937 experience points for a match. Anyway, on that note, that is Operation Dynamo. Again, very well done to this phenomenal team, and I will let you all go to move on to your other viewings. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.